What do you think? Do you think that
this
Diddy?
whole shit is weird.
The whole shit is weird. I'm not denying it.
Whatever. Okay, whether he was having freak offs or whatever the fuck was going on. Why is this a federal fucking case? Why is this even like something that the whole world needs to pay? I don't understand this shit, bro. Like, what happened? There's no more cartels. There's no like, what the fuck happened, bro?
Well, listen. When you do interviews, you try to get the biggest guest that you can, right? Because you want the biggest attention to your platform by getting the biggest celebrity you could possibly get to associate with your brand. That's what law enforcement does.
What do they
want to
get
bust? This is how you make careers.
Oh, I busted Diddy.
I busted Diddy.
Oh, you wasted our fucking tax dollars.
I convicted Diddy. I'm going to get rehired for my job. I'm going to get a raise.
How?
I'm going to
Why?
get moved.
What the
because
fuck?
you are the person.
How was this nigga? How was this nigga? All right. First time I heard the term Homeland Security, it had to do with terrorists.
Yeah.
Homeland Security raided this man's mansion. Where's the terrorism, son? Like, where's the fucking terrorism? And I know there's gonna be like a million bots in the comments like, oh, you're defending. No, I'm not defending Diddy. I'm just trying to understand, like, why was this #1 on the list for things to do?
Well, personally, I think anyone with 1,000 bottles of lube is a terrorist because, what are you going to do with all that lube? Except for terrorizing, some defenseless group of people.
Hey, man, depending on the activities, if you don't got the lube, you're a terrorist. You're a fucking terrorist. You better have it on deck.
You better have it. You know what I thought first, though? You know what I thought first? I didn't want to say this on Twitter because, I know how Twitter is. How dry is Young Miami to have 1,000 bottles of lube?
I can't. See, Vlad, that's where you start to cross the line. Shout out to Young Miami. I don't got nothing to do with that statement.
That's all me. That's all me.
That's all you.
That's all me.
But I'm not even thinking that. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, when you get a certain amount of money, or when you reach a certain level, I don't know, maybe an ego could come into play, all your wildest fantasies. You got the money to make all this shit happen. There's a bunch of other celebrities who are at their at a peak. As far as like, all right, we live in this society, but we're the ones that we got access to every fucking thing. You look at a lot of fucking emperors and kings and shit like that. Every couple of generations, there was somebody like that.
Yeah, having freak-offs in the palace.
Just freak out. You know what I mean? Baby oil everywhere, Caligula shit. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean,
but where? And my heart goes out to Cassie, and whatever she might have went through, whatever the fuck they went through together.
Yeah,
because I don't think it was just. It's not just that. That doesn't happen and you stay. It usually becomes like a toxic situation on both sides.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just curious as to what's the true motivation behind this take Diddy down.
I think the amount of attention the Cassie lawsuit got, and then all the subsequent lawsuits that started to come together.
So you telling me,
yes,
you don't believe there's somebody out there? Well, one, they raided the crib.
Yeah. After the Cassie lawsuit,
King Combs did that freestyle.
Yeah.
Talking about, oh, but y'all ain't checked the other house. The Cassie footage drops right after that. It's like the feds dropped their diss record. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe
it's like they dropped their diss record.
Or maybe Cassie dropped it.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Because how did she get it? Let's be real.
She got it probably from the same person that he got it from, the hotel. If you are a hotel worker, and they say that Diddy paid like $50,000 or something for the tape, you think you're going to destroy the tape, or are you going to keep another copy of it? If I sold something for $50,000, I would keep a copy of it. Maybe whoever sold it to Diddy gave Cassie a copy too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, you know, she felt like, because I think that there was at the time, and I remember I did some interviews about this and so forth, I think like on Piers Morgan, like Roger Bonds was sort of inferring that sometimes Cassie would start these physical altercations. She like punched Diddy in the face. In fact, that whole video in the hotel, I guess Diddy's lawyer was saying that Cassie assaulted him first and then like grabbed his clothes and ran out, like punched him in the face with a phone or something and ran out. And he went to go get his stuff. Now, the way he reacted was horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not justifying how he reacted.
Right.
But there was abuse from both sides to a certain degree. Now, what he was doing was 100 times worse. But it was a toxic relationship. And it was a drug-fueled relationship.
Right.
They were both on drugs. That's something Roger Bonds made very clear. They would have these 2-3 day drug binges, and then they would all go and get the IVs afterwards. And then every so often he'd end up in rehab, and you know, the cycle continued.
Yeah, to come down to that shit.
Yeah.
Is.
Yeah, listen, I've taken ecstasy before.
You don't love me. No one loves me. Oh, you're like Smeagol. Oh.
Yeah. No, listen, I've taken ecstasy. The reason I stopped is because the next day I'd be too messed up. You know, I've taken it maybe.
Takes a day away from
I've taken maybe, I've probably done a half dozen times in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's not really my thing. I mean, but I'll admit that I've taken it. But yeah, I can imagine if I was taking it every weekend, I'd probably need some IVs.
Every weekend, every other day. Try that.